Shalom everyone. This Shabbat we will read Parashat Vayeitzei that describes that Yaakov left the land of Israel and basically built up his family outside of the land of Israel. It's a story of how we build a family. And the question that I would like to ask today is, what is the formula to build a family that we all would love to have? A family that all the children can come together, a united family, a family that appreciates the past and build for the future. And I would like to suggest to you the following idea. When we look at Parashat Toldot, last week's Parasha, we see one formula of how to build a family. It begins with Ve'ele Toldot Yitzchak ben Avraham, and these are the generations of Yitzchak, the son of Abraham. Abraham gave birth to Yitzchak, which means it's almost identical families. You have Avram, you have Yitzchak, and they are basically the same. Even the story, the life story of Yitzchak is almost identical to Abraham, which means the first way to build a family that you know that will continue the path and the legacy is to not allow any expansion, but to really build a family which is identical like yours. However, in our Parsha, we see that Yaakov left the land of Israel. He left his family's house, the love and the care and the encouragement of his mother especially, and also his father. And he built his family in a foreign land, among cheaters and liars like Lavan. What did he do in order to have a connection to his family? The Torah describes that when Yaakov left the land of Israel, he went to sleep and he took me'avnei hamakom, from the rocks of the place. What is that place? The Ramban Nachmanides suggests that the place is the altar, the Mizbeach, that Yitzchak was placed on in the time of the Akedah, which means Yaakov took from the rocks that erected, that established, that were the fundamentals or the founding pillars of Yitzchak's altar, and he made a connection between the 12 stones, the 12 rocks that symbolizes his 12 tribes that comprise the new Jewish nation, and Yitzchak, his father. Yaakov found a beautiful formula of how to build a family. On one hand, Vayeitzei Yaakov, he left his family's house. He was able to build his family away from his original family. However, he did it with a stronger connection to his family. He took from the rocks. He took from something that will stay forever, from the binding of Isaac that became a zchut, a merit for generations to come. Yaakov creates a different formula of how you build a family. You can build a family that is not identical to your parents' home. Yaakov had 12 boys and 1 girl, and they were all, each, very different from each other. But he knew that in order to bring them all together, he needs to be connected to his original family. And that's the formula that Yaakov, that our father Jacob creates. If you want to build a family that is diverse, that is vibrant, that is connected and united, you need to allow and to give space for each one of the rocks, but at the same time you need to tell them, you all came from the same origin. You all came from the same root that already Abraham planted, Yitzchak continued, and we are branching out, but have the same trunk, the same root. This is the formula that Yaakov suggests to us. So when we build a family that we would love to see continue our legacy and path, give them space to grow, but at the same time make sure that they are always connected to the roots. Shabbat Shalom.